It's like a great big game of Where's Waldo, except for with the supposed world leader. While we here in America were spending our weekend celebrating the 4th of July, apparently there were festivities in Iran as well. They've been holding a multi-day funeral for the former Ayatollah. So this funeral is supposed to be this big blowout event with allegedly millions in attendance, including visiting world leaders and local dignitaries, as well as the national leaders of the Islamic Republic of Iran, except for one person. And that one person is the one that you would absolutely expect to be there. And who is that one person? We're going to get into that. But first, before we get too far in, this is a new channel. I'm trying to grow it. Please hit the subscribe button. Also, like and share so that the algorithm knows to push this out to more people. This is a huge event, and apparently everybody and their brother is expected to be at this thing, except for maybe these three guys' brothers. And who is that? He is the current Ayatollah of Iran. He's not there. Before this thing got started, they were saying that he's not expected to be there because of security concerns. And then as this thing was getting started, I found this video, which I think is absolutely hilarious. Maybe he is there. This is absolutely insane. They didn't even bother to finish their cardboard cutout. I mean, it's not even halfway done. And so you have to wonder, is this supposed to be for foreign consumption? In that case, why didn't they just AI him into the video just like anybody else would? Or is this supposed to be something to pacify the crowds on hand? Oh, I know that nobody has seen him. Nobody's actually heard from him. We just get these notes that he's supposedly sending to the IRGC. And then I saw this video from David Hookstead, and I'll put a link in the description of this video. But it really got me to thinking. And so I took his idea of, is this guy dead or alive? And then adding my own spin and taking it a little bit further, what if he's at room temperature someplace on a slab? What does that actually mean in the long run? And who would it benefit? Like I said, I'm going to leave a link to this video in the description because Mr. Hookstead has done a great job of covering the reasons why he thinks that this guy might not be in the land of the living anymore. He also speculates that it could be the IRGC that's behind all this. If they're playing Weekend at the Ayatollahs, then they can use him as a mouthpiece, put out whatever message they want that fits their agenda, and there's nobody to oversee them. They would be free to pursue whatever agenda that they want. Not only could they conduct the war however they see fit, but they will be in charge of the country. So if he were dead and the IRGC were ruling in his name, that would mean that they would be free to carry this out. Allegedly, the former Ayatollah had issued a decree that Iran would not be pursuing nuclear weapons. But if he's no longer with us and his son has gone to join him, and the IRGC were ruling in his name, then they could do whatever they want. And this isn't just speculation. We would have to consider it a promise that they now have the ability to follow through with. So beyond the implications of the IRGC finally being able to get their hands on the nuke that they've always wanted, here's something else to consider. Who are we negotiating with? I'm not a world-class negotiator like President Trump or some of the other people that you see in the news every day, but I would think that you would be at a handicap if you're planning your negotiations around one guy and that's not actually who you're negotiating with. Now, I'm not saying definitively one way or another. We don't know. But you would think that if he were with us, that this would be the perfect place to make his introduction to the world. So the initial reports were that this guy was hurt in the bombings. He was in the same facility his dad was. They said that there were burns. They said that he had some kind of leg wound that's required multiple surgeries. For all we know, he's laid up incapacitated in a bed somewhere. But if not, and the IRGC has to come clean at some point if he's no longer with us, this funeral is the perfect staging ground in preparation for that. I mean, they're going into overdrive and getting the crowd riled up. I mean, here they are leading the crowd in chants of death to America. And then death to Israel. And then here's this guy talking about how they need to take out President Trump. They even shipped in some of the "I'm an American, but I hate America" crowd.
Everyone, it's Christopher Halali, High Bailiff of Orange County, Vermont. July 4th, 2026 is the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence of the United States of America. And it'll be celebrated in the U.S. tonight with fireworks and with great pomp and circumstance. But as an American citizen, and more importantly as an Iranian American, I'm here in Tehran as part of the funeral and the ceremonies to commemorate the life and legacy of Imam Khamenei and his family, and to give him his final send-off in Mashhad at his burial. You might be wondering what an elected US politician is doing in Iran at this point. I'm here for the sole purpose of defending Iran and for showing my solidarity and support for Iran, for the revolution, and for our unity at this time against imperialism and against Zionism. So this 250th anniversary, I'm not in the US. I'm here in Iran, and there's no other place I'd rather be.
So this guy wasn't alone. It appears to be a mix of communists, socialists, democratic socialists, Islamicists, and other fans of totalitarianism. And we absolutely need to spread the word on these guys. Makes you wonder if, like that first guy said, he was an elected official or elected politician. I wonder if the people that voted for him know exactly where his true loyalties lie. And apparently they gave each of the Islamic delegations their own personalized verse from the Quran. Maybe kind of like some kind of incitement to action. I don't know. But apparently the Houthis have taken it to heart because they fired on a ship today in the Al-Mandeb Strait. And who could forget the red flags of revenge and the chants of no compromise, no surrender, only revenge. So whether it's a question of is this guy dead or incapacitated or just laying low, I think that they're laying the groundworks for a lot of chaos in the future. Doesn't matter if the IRGC is calling the shots or if this guy really is. They are priming the pumps and ready for war. Nobody knows if this guy is really dead or alive, or at least nobody that's telling the rest of the world. And as preppers, one of the big things that we can take away from this is the fact that we need to remember that just because somebody says a thing is true or not true doesn't always mean that it is. We need to consume as much of this raw information as we can and learn to make our own decisions about these things. I mean, yeah, you're always going to have somebody like myself and countless others on YouTube that will come on here and say, hey, this is what's being reported and this is what I think it means. And I appreciate you watching my videos. But when it actually comes down to it, it's you that has to take that information and really sit and think about it and decide what it is that's going to be best for you and your family. And who knows, this guy may show up on TV tomorrow. And then again, the world may never see him. Either way, I think this just adds to the chaos, adds to the confusion. And in some people's minds, that's the point. Because there's always opportunity in chaos for those that are willing to exploit it. Either way, that's it for tonight. I'm out. Thanks for watching. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.